As a little girl, I was just so obsessed with the idea of death. And this is such a weird topic to start on, but just hang in there with me, okay? I was a church freak. And I don't mean church freak in like making fun of people who go to church, that's not what I mean. I mean, I went to church and I was obsessed with the idea of it because I wanted to understand what happened when I died. I feared it, and I remember from like the early stages, I remember the questions I was asking was not a child's question, and they didn't know how to answer it. And I would go to Sunday school, I got confirmed, and I went through all the studies, and I'm not trying to plug the Bible, but I'm just trying to say I was really obsessed with just trying to understand the point of everything. Why are we here if we're just gonna die? And there's nothing after this. Is there really a heaven? Like, what happens in heaven? Are we doing the same thing we're doing here? Or, like, what? Do I get my dream job? How do I know what my dream job is? And why can't I do that now? There were just so many questions that I had. And I think about now as a child, and I'm older, and I deal with loss a lot. And I wish I had the answers to those questions, and I don't. And I feel like with grief and the loss, like mourning someone is something that is so human and so relatable because, I mean, it doesn't differentiate. It will affect you at some point in your life if it hasn't already. And I feel like regardless of who it is, the impact that death has, it's everlasting. If you go to a funeral and you don't necessarily know the person, the memories that are shared about the person, it's really important, one, because of the celebration of life, but I also just think in reflection of how much life we have and how we spend a lot of it dealing with things that maybe aren't as important as we think that they are, and they take up so much of our time because they're so blinding. I've spent a lot of my life being really mad and angry and just never really understanding why I had to deal with the things that I dealt with, and just pain in general. I didn't understand pain, and I didn't understand if there was a God, why he made us feel the things that we felt. And I don't have the answer to that either. I stopped going to church, and I remember it was something that I was really resentful for, and I don't really know if I believe in God at this point. I believe in the universe, and I believe in karma, and I believe that maybe there's not necessarily one person looking out for every single person, but I think that there is this kind of consensus, this community, in the same way that we have, like, being alive, if we just allowed ourselves to be a little bit more humane with one another. And I feel like I hate coming back to Florida because no one cares about anyone here. And when I go back to where I'm from, like in Maryland, people are just so much more receiving, and they have things like these like little animal farms you can come up and just feed their animals, and just interact with people, and you can go to the grocery store and people aren't trying to cut you in line, and they ask you about how your day is. People pump your gas for you. And growing up, I used to think it was like so invasive, and it annoyed me having so many people constantly at like my ear. But now the sense of community, I feel like, is so important, and it's something that I miss a lot. And I feel like it brings a lot to you when you realize the loss of someone, because it's a loss of a community. And it truly is when you lose someone that is so active in someone's life consistently. I feel like there's no recovering from it. You just grow. And I feel like that's the most important thing about grief, in remembering that I don't think you ever really get past it, but you do grow around it, and you learn to live with the loss, but you do appreciate the memories. That's why I love doing little videos like this. I mean, I feel like we waste a lot of our time resenting people or being upset about things we can't control, or just reflecting on bad times in our lives, and these are times that are both bad and good, and I'm really thankful that I can look back now and see both my pain, but also appreciate the time that I had to mourn it. So this is your sign just to take it fucking easy, and that if you don't have it figured out right now, that's okay. That it will work out, and that you are worthy of the love and peace and prosperity that you want in life. And all you have to do is actively pursue it and just be a good person. You know what that means. And if you don't know what that means, then keep listening. Maybe we'll give you a conscience. We'll both learn how to be good people together. But thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.